Sorry, people, one moment. I believe there's a fly caught in my headphones. So we're actually going to wear them like this, just so I don't hear the fly. So I said I'd do a review of this product, and it's arrived. Okay, this is the box for it, obviously, and I've already opened it. Okay, now I do believe that you shouldn't be giving your children something like this. I have already testified it, and to me, it doesn't seem like the right product. We are going to be wearing a glove, right? Because I've literally just had dinner. All right. So we are going to wear a glove while doing the string. Okay. So obviously the glove on for extra bit. Welcome to the first viewer. Much appreciated you turning up. That's probably my moderator. And Joseph, if that's you, do you want to pin the comments again? Get the rules typed out for us again. So, so I hope you're doing well, Joseph. So, everyone, I thought I'd do this review just because I said I'd do it yesterday. All right. Obviously, yesterday I did say that I would do this. This is the ZP5 Smith& Wesson toy gun from Amazon. Um, Thank you very much. Also, I'd very much like to ask if people would read the pinned comment, right, and please respect the rules. If you do not, then my moderator will have no choice other than to ban you, basically. So, going into this review, the product was about maybe a fiver. Um, I do believe that you shouldn't really give your children a gun anyway, okay, just because they're a child. But this is the ZP5 Smith& Wesson Amazon toy gun. As you can tell, the hammer does, when you pull the hammer back, it does chamber around. And that to me just doesn't sound very good. I mean, that there's a little bit of air coming out the barrel, but not by much. Um, and then obviously you have that switch there, which will fling that forward. And to load it, you have to take the barrel, the cylinder off and load the bullets into the front. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Um, oh, hello, Dylan. Just doing a review actually of the product, just to keep people safe. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't believe you should ever give anyone anything like this. Um, the bullets for it are actually a hard rubber on the top with a foam back to them, and obviously you load them in like so. Again, I do believe that that is a safety feature and not teaching children to actually load a bullet from the back of the cylinder. Joseph, Dylan is actually one of my best mates, all right? So that's why he's a moderator as well, all right? Good to see you again, Dill. Good to see you, broski. So yeah, I do believe that loading the bullets from the front of the thing is more of a safety feature than anything else. You do get 12 rounds with this. Dylan, are you a managing moderator right here on my channel? I think you are, aren't you? Let me find out. Oh no, you're the standard. Sorry, one sec, Dylan. Let me put you down as a managing just because you are one of my mates. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you know a troll when you see one deal. Do you know what I mean? You know that. So obviously, all 6 rounds have been put into the cylinder. All right, and the air goes through these little holes to the back of the round, I believe. Um, Again, I don't know how that's got a little bit of power to it, but as you can see, this is a single action. Okay, so you can't just pull the trigger and it can't just go off. No, didn't paint it. This is exactly how it's come. Honestly, then this is exactly how it came from Amazon. You know what I mean? This is exactly how it came. So obviously putting the cylinder on, you do hear a small click, all right, to stop it coming up any further. And if you got it right, you could just flick it together like so. Um, we are going to do a few tests with this, right, and actually see whether it is suitable for a 14 plus child. Okay, I don't believe that a 14 plus child should actually have one of these, just because of the fact that if you do point it in someone's face or in their eye and you pull the hammer back and you pull the trigger, it is going to do some damage. All right, so that's why we're doing our review on it. And obviously, I will be the very first person to leave an Amazon review on it because there are no reviews at the moment. But obviously, as you can tell, these bullets are actually fairly hard at the top. They're not, I mean, I would say that they are a plastic cap, more of like a plastic rubber. They are a very hard rubber tip to them. So I do believe if you shot someone in the face with this, you are going to hurt someone. Do you know what I mean? Maybe not too badly, do you know what I mean? But if it's firing, if a kid pointed this at another kid straight there, do you know what I mean? Then obviously it's going to do something. Um, this is the reason why we're doing this review on this product, all right, is to actually get people aware that you shouldn't be really giving your child something like this. You know what I mean? So we are going to do a couple of different tests. All right. The first one will be a energy transfer test. The second one will be a distance, and then obviously a couple more tests just to see what it does. It is single action, like I stated, so you cannot just pull the trigger and it will go off. You have to pull the hammer back to cock it. That will in turn rotate the cylinder to chamber around. Um, Not that you need to chamber around anyway, do you know what I mean? Because there's already six in there. I would say that this is actually a life-size representation of a Smith& and Wesson. I've held a Smith& and Wesson before, and I believe that this is a very close representation to it. You know, not the weight, but the size of it. Obviously, the cylinder would be a bit bigger, all right, along with the barrel being a bit wider. Um, it does have this natural like aiming on it, so as you can see, it will line up. You know what I mean? Um, it is just in turn teaching your kids to shoot someone, isn't it? And that's why we're doing this video. So obviously we have our testing area here. So this is what we have for our energy transfer test. It's the apple carton. And then obviously we have a piece of paper here, which we're going to fire at as well. Um, we are going to put you just there for this test, all right? Obviously, you will still be able to hear me because I'm wearing my new Bluetooth headphones. So you should still be able to hear me. Um, we're going to fire this maybe a couple of times just to see what type of power it's giving out. Like I said, I have test fired it already, but not on camera. Um, but we'll see how well this goes. I am going to stand near the edge of my bed, and we're just going to fire one shot just randomly. That did kind of fly out pretty quick. I'm not going to lie. That was kind of concerning for a toy gun. You know, it does seem like it's very. I'd say it's overpowered. But we'll soon see. We'll soon see. Now the box. We don't even need to aim. Energy transfers okay, but not perfect. And obviously one for the paper. Didn't go through the paper, but did hit it a little harder than expected. Um, I would say that this product is not something you want to buy for your kids. We are going to fire a point blank at our arm here, just to get an idea of actually what it's doing. So, just so you are aware, okay, the next round is here, and that has chambered it. That kind of stung a little bit. Not going to lie, just a little sting. I do believe that if you were firing this as a child at one of your mates point blank in the eye, you're going to take an eye. I don't encourage this type of behaviour. Okay, thank you, Joseph, for kicking that person out. Much appreciated. We are going to do a point blank to the side of the head just to see what happens as well. In the arm, it's a little bit of a sting. Again, change it around. That Definitely, you don't want to be giving this to your child. I'm going to say that now. I am going to say that. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. So honestly, we're going to fire one more shot at the carton again. This time a little bit more stable. All right, and we're going to see what that does. And then I'll give my honest opinion on this. We've got one round left in there. As you can tell, there is only one round. Please don't get annoyed with me pointing the gun at the camera, all right? It's not a real gun, okay? Um, I would honestly say that if you are buying something like this for your child, you're just not going to do very well, honestly. Like, you're basically teaching your kid to shoot, um, which is never a good idea. So, one more test, all right? And we are going to, so you can see, obviously, that was a lot less. I think it depends on where you hit the target. So, because I was aiming around here, it didn't quite knock it over. All right. But let's try aiming at the top of the carton. I'm going to put the same round back in the front of the cylinder. Okay. Just so you can see. Right. I do not have another cylinder for this. Okay. It only comes with the one. All right. That is locked in place. All right. And we're going to fire at the top. So that definitely knocked it over. So energy transfer, pretty annoying, I would say. Um, don't buy something like this one at your kids, please. It is just in turn teaching your child to shoot a gun. I don't think that's acceptable in any standard. Right, whether you be American or British, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, Afghani, or whatever, I don't care. You shouldn't be buying something like this for your children. Um, I haven't taken them off completely yet, Joseph. So if you actually want to go ahead and do that for me, take them off the timeout and just chuck them, please, if you can. But honestly, people, I would say don't buy something like this for your children. It's not a very good product. It's very well made, I will say that. Um, for like training purposes, you could really use one of these, like just for like if you just wanted to have a little fuck around ready for like airsoft. This is probably the same size as an airsoft pistol. To be honest, you know what I mean? Because you would slide the handle off, you'd be able to put the gas canister inside of an airsoft revolver. So I would say that this is the exact same size as an airsoft revolver, the stuff known as Smith and Wesson version. Um, but all in all, please do not get your child something like this. I don't think it's appropriate. Um, yeah, just all in all, a very unusual product. I mean, it's got no screw holes in this side of it. So if you did go out on the street and you did point this at someone and they didn't see all of it properly, I think you'd probably have armed response called on you. Um, in total, I do not think that this is a very safe item to be giving your children. It does say 14 years plus. However, again, a teenager is a little bit depending on their attitude and their style, they may just want to go up to someone, point this in their eye, and just pull the trigger, and that would in turn cause a bit of damage to the person that they're shooting at. But I do believe that this object should not be bought for a child. Yeah, I mean, I think there should be restrictions on stuff like this. Um, I managed to get this off of Amazon with no questions asked. Obviously, one being an adult, you know what I mean? Two, it was a gift card, so who cares? But I did say I'd do a review on this, and I now have done. All right. Please, for the ZP5 Smith and Wesson toy revolver from Amazon, please do not get this for your child. All right, because it is overpowered. For what it is, it's overpowered. Um, I don't think this is suitable. I really don't. Um, No, never encourage the use of guns or toy guns with children. Obviously, if they're only about maybe 10 or 12, do you know what I mean? And they want a like little cap gun, then fair play. But anything that shoots a projectile that you have to load into a replica firearm, I do not think is a suitable option. I do not condone gun use whatsoever, including the US. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't condone it. But all in all, the Smith& and Wesson ZP5, which is a Chinese product, it's made in China. It does say made in China down here. Um, Obviously, you'll be able to see the writing is raised slightly. All right, it does go along there. It does say made in China. I would honestly say don't buy it. Don't buy it. I mean, if you just want to practice for an airsoft match, close quarters, yeah, get one. Yeah, find in the band building, have a little plopper around. Do you know what I mean? Get your aim on point. Do you know what I mean? Like you would be able to practice your airsoft with something like this. Even like the timing of your shooting. Do you know what I mean? Because that hammer, it's single action, so you would have to pull the hammer down, then pull the trigger. Um, some airsoft revolvers are single action, so you would have to pull the hammer before you pull the trigger. Um, but there are airsoft revolvers out there that you don't have to do that, where they are a double action. So you can pull the hammer back, or you can just repeatedly pull the trigger. Um, Again, most airsoft revolvers usually 8 to 12 shooters. I have had a 6 shooter before as an airsoft revolver. I think that was a Turles. It was actually a pretty decent item, I will state, but it didn't look anything like this. The barrel was about this long, so I'd say probably around about 5 to 6 inch barrel. Um, Very heavy object, really, really powerful. It started to misfire at one point after dropping a couple of casings in the dirt, but that's the way it goes, you know. But I was honestly, again, I'm going to sedate it now. Please do not get something like this for your children, all right? Because they're just going to hurt someone. Yeah, I mean, and I don't want that to happen for anyone. All right. And if you took this out on the street, you would probably be stopped by police by armed response and arrested until, you know, they verify it. Or well, why are you carrying it? What are you taking it for? Do you know what I mean? Like, they'd ask you all the questions necessary. But very overpowered item, very small price as well for a fiver on Amazon. As a toy, you can't go wrong. Like for a little fuck around, I don't think you can go wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's not very powerful as in the sense of like penetration power. Obviously, we did hit the paper. It didn't rip through the paper, so that's actually a good sign. I did shoot a mate of mine with this when it first turned up, and he said it kind of stung when it hit him in the side. Um, but all in all, I do not think this is very safe. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it does have that safety mechanism where it is a single action, so you can't just pull the trigger all the time and it keeps firing. You do have to pull the hammer back to cock it. Um, all in all, don't get it. Stupid idea. For children, it's a stupid idea. But if you just wanted to, like I said, if you just wanted to fuck around for like airsoft and kind of get your aim on point when you've drawn, yeah, I mean, it would be ideal for that. But I mean, if you just, even if you was just having a stupid time with the lads, do you know what I mean? You just wanted to shoot each other with something that just wouldn't hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, get a couple by all means. You could probably have a lot of fun, like just shooting each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could be a bit of a laugh. But all in all, don't get it. Not for children. Do not buy it. I will also be leaving the very first Amazon review of this product on Amazon, right, to state that it's not suitable for children. All right. Especially for a teenager, I do believe that it's encouraging kids to shoot guns at people, and then they're obviously going to grow up. They're obviously going to want a gun. If they're fucked in the head, then obviously they're going to want to test a real gun on a person, and that could lead to prison. And I don't want to condone that. All right. Um, mm, I would honestly say 15 to 17 for this object. Just as like a little fuck around with your mates, do you know what I mean? But anywhere below 15, I don't think is suitable for a child. No way. I mean, I've fired guns before, and this feels very similar to an actual real stub-nose Smith& and Wesson um, 357 Magnum size. You know, the size of it, the look of it. As I'm holding it, I can feel that it's very much similar to the same diameter of a real 357 Magnum Smith& and Wesson revolver, and I don't think that it was suitable to to be making these. I really don't. Like, you're being silly. You know, for airsoft players, yeah, definitely. If you just want something instead of actually using your airsoft pistol and wasting your ammo and obviously your gas or your battery at home, um, get a couple of these. Do you know what I mean? Get your aim on point before you go to an airsoft match, and I think that would do quite well. I think that's what you should also um, use this for. Do you know what I mean? I think that would probably be a better option. If anyone has any questions about the ZP5 Smith Wesson from Amazon, I am happy to answer them. However, I think I've just given a detailed review on this. Yeah, yeah. Also, guys, Joseph, my moderator, has put please hit like and subscribe, guys. Please do, all right, because I do feel like it would be a good thing. Obviously, yesterday's live stream about how tough life can be has had a lot of views within 18 hours. It really has. Um, quite pleased with it. Quite pleased with it. But yeah, that's probably going to be the end of this stream, and I'm going to go listen to some music. I will actually be customizing a couple of the bullets for this. Take it. So we're going to keep the rubber plastic cap on the end, but we'll shorten a couple of the bullets down. Probably put a few nails in them, or a couple of screws, and then test fire it again and see what it does. Because obviously, when a child buys something like this, they get a bit curious, and if they've got a share, they're going to go customize it. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're going to make it look different. They're going to make it fire different. So eventually, we will be taking this apart. Okay, after we've customized a couple of the bullets to test them. All right. Thinking we're probably going to put a drawing pin in one, like the tip of the needle from a drawing pin into one of the bullets. All right, that will have to be glued in as well as melted in. All right. One will probably be a small thin nail, like hanging a picture up, and then a thin screw as well. So there will be three different types. We might include something else, maybe like a couple of little stones, like little sharp stones, maybe a bit of wood in one of them. We've got 12 rounds with it. Okay, so we are going to customize a couple of them. All right, I don't know whether cutting one of the bullets down to make it shorter is going to make it fly faster, um, or harder. Yeah, I mean, we don't know, but that's why we're going to test it out. Okay, in about the next couple of weeks, we are going to try and customize this a bit just to see what it's capable of doing. If a child got their hands on it and they did want to customize it and they're a little bit savvy, do you know what I mean? We are going to see what it can do. All right, and then we'll be back to testing again. I will probably do that stream later on in the year, Joseph, to be honest. No, I've never been to South Korea and I don't particularly want to either. Yes, what up, Zach? Good to see you again. So yeah, um, please don't buy this for your child. A bit too overpowered, especially if they're pointing, if your kid's got a habit of pointing toy pistols in someone's face. Don't get it. All right, 15 to 17, yeah, fair play if they want one just to fuck around with. Yeah, I mean, by all means. All right, obviously, if you're an airsoft player as well, it's a good idea to get one of these if you don't want to waste your ammo and your gas or your battery or fuck your pistol up that you take airsoft matches. Get one of these so you can get your aim on target before you go to a match. I actually spoke about that to Zach last night. I don't think he knows when he's gonna if he's gonna make another one or not. So yeah, people, I am actually gonna sign off. All right. I'm gonna probably make something to eat in a sec, to be honest, because I am getting pretty hungry. And then I will probably be live again in the next couple of days, depending on the situation. But I hope everyone has a lovely day. All right. And again, please think about what you're buying your children before you buy it for them, because this is just ridiculously overpowered for what it is. I don't think it's suitable. You know what I mean? As you can tell, that hit pretty hard. Did leave a small, very small indent. Obviously, like I said, the tip of these are like a hard plastic. All right. So if you are planning to get your children one of these, all right, please think about what you're doing before you do it. All right. Actually, think of whether or not your child is suitable for one of these first. All right, because I don't think it's a good idea. Um, it actually looks like we're not putting these bullets all the way down as well, because I've just managed to push those right the way back. As you can see, that is much more different. Let's give it one more shot with the paper, all right, just to see what happens here. I'm very intrigued. That hit a lot harder. I'm gonna say now, that definitely hit a lot harder, like a lot harder. Do you know what I mean? That really did. I personally don't think you should be getting your children one of these. No, definitely not. I am going to leave a very bad Amazon review on this product. I'm also probably going to contact them as well to say that it is overpowered. Anyway, people, that's all from me, your boy John Weston, and I hope that everyone has a lovely night. Zach, I will, if you drop me a link, I don't know whether I'll be able to join StreamYard tonight because I don't know whether my credit's going to cut off at 12, because I couldn't get the extra credit today, so I'll try it again tomorrow. Um, but yeah, thank you very much for everyone who joined. Please bearing in mind, again, do not buy this for a child. Like, they'll probably customize the ammo, all right, and you're gonna feel like a right twat if another child gets injured by one. All right. Anyway, that's all from me, your boy John Weston, aka Writing and Cooking, aka Testing Differently, and please have a lovely day.